progressive, respectful, mentoring, compassionate. These are the values of Palmdale Regional Medical Center. And now we proudly present Palmdale Regional Radio. Here's Melanie Cole.
Welcome. In today's Palmdale Regional Medical Center patient testimonial, we have Barbara Hoffbauer. She's a patient at Palmdale Regional Medical Center. Barbara, tell us about your experience at the Rehabilitation Institute at Palmdale Regional. What was it like for you?
My experience was wonderful. I was very scared going into the whole process of having both of my knees replaced at one time. And then once I got into the rehab unit, they treated me with the most respect and dignity, actually. They took care of me professionally. They were kind. They were knowledgeable. And I was very nervous because when they were telling me I needed to get up, I said, well, I have both knees surgery. And they just encouraged me the whole way.
Wow, those are amazing things to say, but what in particular stood out about that care that you received, Barbara?
The nursing staff. They were so kind. Actually, the nursing staff and the physical therapist. Being in the rehab unit, I had to do 3 hours of physical therapy per day. So it was an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half in the afternoon. I was expected to get dressed, and then I went to the dining room for breakfast and lunch and dinner. But the therapist would come in and get me and then take me to the gym and have me start doing things that, should I say, I haven't done in years, like just laying on my back and lifting my legs up and bending my legs. You do things so automatically throughout the day that you just don't think about how your whole body works together. So when they were asking me to pull my legs up off the bed that I was lying on, it was hard because having just had both knees replaced, my core was not the best, should I say. So the physical therapists were awesome to work with.
Well, thank you for that. Is there a story you'd like to share that exemplifies your experience?
One of the biggest things that I remember is the first day that I got to take a shower, and the physical therapist came to get me to put me in the shower. And she brought this big contraption out because I couldn't stand up very well, so it would help me sit, and then she'd slide me into the shower, and then she moved me from the machine to the shower seat. And she was a little bit smaller than me, and I kept saying, I don't understand how you're going to get me from my bed to the shower seat. And she was just awesome. She says, I'm trained for this. I know how to do this, and we'll do it, and you'll get your shower. So having someone who treated me like that, and I am a woman who takes a shower every single day, so that was like a really big thing, although it seems pretty silly now to think about it, and I think some people will laugh at that, but it was really important.
So how was it post-surgery? How'd you feel after your experience at Palmdale? What are you feeling like now?
Well, post-surgery, I did all my physical therapy at a rehab center. I went back to work. I walked, which was great because now I was walking without pain. For the last 12 months, I've actually belonged to a gym and been going consistently. I've been working with a trainer, so he's asked me to do things that I haven't done in a very long time, that things that I didn't realize that I could do, like knee bends and crunches and things like this. I've lost 40 pounds, so that's an awesome thing, and it's just been wonderful. I have friends who have family members getting ready to have knee replacements. I always recommend Palmdale Regional, and I do tell them that if they can get both done at the same time, that's the best. However, insurance doesn't always cover that.
Can you share what motivated you to get your knee replacement surgery in the first place?
I was in such pain from some arthritis that I had in my knees. I'd let it go a really, really long time. And I was just to the point where I was getting to the end of my rope with the pain, with walking. And it was just hard to do everyday stuff. My husband would say, let's go to the store. And I would tell him, go ahead and go. I'm good. Our grandkids wanted to go to an amusement park. And I just cringed at the fact of having to do so much walking. And I was coming up on my retirement. So I figured I had enough sick time on the books and it was time for me to take care of myself, because we did have some grandkids and they were very young at the time. They're now 5 years old, the two little ones. I have a 10-year-old and a 5-month-old. So now I'm able to run around with them and just enjoy them to pieces.
Isn't that wonderful, Barbara? And as we conclude, and we're discussing how Palmdale Regional contributed to your continued recovery, one way we're thinking about Palmdale Regional is as a difference maker. Who was the difference maker for you, Barbara?
I would have to say as a whole, it was a physical therapy group. I never saw one specific therapist throughout I want to say I was there for a week. I never saw one specific therapist. So they all worked together as a team and encouraged me every bit of the way to do things that I really didn't think I could do.
Thank you so much for sharing your story today and telling everyone about the difference that Palmdale Regional Medical Center made for you. Thank you again. And that concludes this episode of Palmdale Regional Radio with Palmdale Regional Medical Center. Please visit our website at palmdaleregional.com/rehab for more information and to get connected with one of our providers. Please remember to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast and all the other Palmdale Regional podcasts. Physicians are independent practitioners who are not employees or agents of Palmdale Regional Medical Center. The hospital shall not be liable for actions or treatments provided by physicians. This is Melanie Cole.